Shalom, shalom, sisters. Before I get started, I want to give all honor and glory and praise to the Most High God of Israel. Call Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And it is my Feast of Tabernacles. Woot woot. So, I was just meditating on something in 2 Corinthians chapter 8. And I want to bring this out to y'all. That y'all see my notes that I took. And Lord was edifying to y'all as it was to me. And this is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 2. And it reads, how that in a great trial of affliction, the abundance of their joy and their deep poverty abounded unto the riches of their liberality. And the definition of liberality is the quality of giving freely / just having generosity. So what I took from it is that whenever we're in a season of great affliction and poverty, we got bills that are late, we going through it for real. Just pinching pennies, trying to make the ends meet, waiting on a job, whatever the case may be. If we try to our best, the very, very, very best to keep our spirits up in these times and just meditate on the fruit of the Spirit, joy, then we will increase in generosity. So when we're out of these situations, when the Most High delivers us from these low points, when he does this, then we're able to be more generous for our brothers and sisters that will go through it or are going through it at the same time. Because, we're able to empathize and sympathize with people because we've been through it. We've been through it. So when we're brought low, it allows us to be more humble and more generous in being able to freely give to others. Say, for example, you lost your job. You ain't got no money. Somebody, a brother or sister, they hit you up out of nowhere. They helped you out with paying a bill, helped you out with rent, or whatever the case may be. You being in that low state and just being grateful that the Most High put that on somebody's spirit to help you out, that could increase your generosity to help somebody else once you're in a good place to financially help somebody or even spiritually help somebody. Somebody that was there for you when maybe you lost somebody or you're battling with a spirit, you overcoming that spirit or even being able to deal with that spirit a little bit better, you can now help somebody else. All praise to the Most High. And I want to get Philippians chapter 4 and 12. Let me get this. The book of Philippians chapter 4 verse 12. I know how to be abased, and I know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. So Paul, he knew how to be abased. He knew how to go through it, and not, forsake them, the things that we know we're supposed to be doing in this truth. He still went out and ministered to Israel. He still kept these commandments. All praise to the Most High. He knows how to bound. He knows how to, not be in need for things, not to struggle or whatever the case may be. So in all situations and all things, we got to learn how to be joyous, learn how to, be persistent in keeping these law, statutes, commandments, and not only that, but having faith in the Most High in whatever situation we're in. I'm going to get the classic. Galatians 5 and 22, just getting that fruit of the Spirit, love. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. So boom, that's the fruit of the Spirit, joy. You got to have joy when it's hard. You got to have joy even when it's hard. It's easy to be joyous when, things are going good. Your bills paid, you got food to eat, whatever the case is. But how much more having joy when things are rough, things are tough, you're overwhelmed, you don't know what tomorrow's going to look like, whatever the case is. How much more? And then we got Sirach 2 and 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. It's plain. And I'm going to get 2 as well because, the classic. I'm going to just go all the way to 4 because y'all don't know Sirach. Sirach chapter 2 is amazing. Amazing. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure. Make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at that last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. So, I gotta get 5 too. I'm sorry. Sorry. But God, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So, we're proven to be acceptable if we're able to go through adversity, go through the trials and tribulations that the Most High grants us and sees us fit to go through, and we come out of those things acceptable women. All praises to the Most High, because now we're able to be resilient. Being resilient is a very, 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 very mighty virtue to have, especially in this truth. And let me just go back, because I might just, you know what? Let's just look up resilient, just in case. Just want to look it up. Resilient, able to withstand or recover quickly from difficult conditions. Flexible, strong, able to recoil or spring back into shape after bending, stretching. That's an object, but it still kind of applies to humans as well. Like, we're able to bounce back. We should be able to bounce back. Say if we fall, we done fell, Satan tempted us, or whatever the case may be. When we fall short, we got to be able to bounce back. A just man falls 7 times. Let me get that. All right. Ooh, Slakia. Proverbs chapter 24 and verse 16. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. So see that? The just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again. All praises to the Most High for that. All right, so back at it. All right, so going on to verse 3 in 2 Corinthians chapter 8 and 3. For to their power I bear record, and beyond their power they were willing of themselves, praying us with much entreaty that we would receive the gift and take upon us the fellowship of the ministering to the saints. So basically, verse 3 is saying, for to their power I bear record, and beyond their power they are willing of themselves. Meaning, basically, that everything in them, that they being the churches in Macedonia. Because if you read verse 1 in 2 Corinthians chapter 8, it says, moreover, brethren, we do you to wit of the grace of God bestowed in the churches of Macedonia. I'll go to that real quick so y'all can see it. I'm basically saying that, everything in them, with everything in them, they, for lack of a better term, begged, Paul and whoever Paul was with, that they would receive the kingdom, essentially. Receive that gift of peace, all the beautiful things and the promises that the Most High has for us if we love one another, if we minister to one another and, be a servant. All in all, just be a servant. And that's what I took from this, that we got to try to do better with ministering to Israel, and knowing that there's other multiple ways to minister to Israel, preaching the word, giving alms, praying, fasting for one another, etc., making things for one another, giving them, whether it's fringes or giving clothes or, whatever it is, food, whatever the Most High has granted us with that talent, using that to minister unto the saints. And we know the saints are Israelites, so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics. That's plain. So I'm gonna keep going. I want to get verse 5. And this they did not as we hoped, but first gave their own selves to the Lord and unto us by the will of God. So, of course, before we can give ourselves to Israel, before we can fully, pour into our nation, help build up our nation, we got to give ourselves fully to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. First and foremost, before we can fulfill any will of God, we got to give ourselves fully to the Most High. So, though they were helping man, they didn't do it because of their own will. That's the will of the Most High. But when we wholly turn ourselves to the Most High, in turn, he's able to fulfill his will by serving and loving his people, which are the Israelites. And verse 7 reads, therefore, as ye abound in everything, in faith and utterance, which means speech, in knowledge, and in all diligence, and in your love to us, seeing that ye abound in this grace also. For ye know the grace of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, that though he was rich, yet for your sakes he became poor, that ye through his poverty might be rich. So we got to excel. We got to excel in the grace of the Most High, not abusing it, not abusing his mercy and his grace, because that's dangerous territory. That's dangerous territory. We should have been dead if it wasn't for Christ. We would be out of here. It would be none of this. The world would have been destroyed. The world of Israel would have been destroyed a long time ago. So we got to learn how to just recognize that, okay, because of Yahushua's sacrifice, how can I be more so like him? By giving ourselves to Israel. Giving ourselves to Israel in ministry, trying to see, hey, sister, how can I help you today? What do you need prayer on? Asking for prayer requests. That helps in ministry. Making videos. Some sisters make videos. Some sisters give exhortation. Some sisters call and check on sisters. Whatever the case is, all of that plays into helping the ministry. And just not abusing the Most High's grace and using it just to be better, be a better servant, better sister, better wife, better mother, and have an increase in faith, speech, diligence, and love. Those are mighty, mighty virtues again to have. And I'm going to get 1 Corinthians 7:31. Because, Slakia. And it reads, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. So this world's going to pass away. So we, this world's going to pass away. So we got to use this world, but not abuse it. So, you got a way to, kind of get around, this captivity to be able to help the ministry, hey, do what you gotta do. Like, for example, if you want to go to school so you can try to, you want to go to school to be a chef, for example, so you can learn how to cook better foods for the feast days. Boom, that's being a ministry, ministering to Israel. Or you want to just find little ways to help Israel out, like, shoot, you might apply for food stamps or something, and give them out to, and use the food stamps to go buy food for the homeless in Israel, or whatever the case may be, just for an example. But, ultimately, Yahushua is that perfect example of being lowly, being meek, giving, everything to Israel, and this is the King of Kings, Lord of Lords himself. And he made himself low just to give us a chance at being who we're called to be, which is wise servants through the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and so that we can get those crowns on our heads in the end, in the kingdom, Most High willing. if we keep enduring through the troubles to come. And I'm gonna just get these closing precepts, and I'm gonna wrap it up. It wasn't gonna be a long video, but something just for us to meditate on. We're willing. All right, and I want to get yeah. I'm gonna start it. Y'all know this one, I'm sure, but I'll start at 43. And in the midst of them there was a young man of high stature. This is Yahweh Shai, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing, and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of God. Now are they crowned, and receive palms. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them, and giveth them palms in their hands? Slacky, if y'all hear that. They're cutting grass out here. Verse 47. So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of God, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. Then the angel said unto me, Go thy way, and tell thy people what manner of things and how great wonders of the Lord thy God thou hast seen. Come on. Just plain. So how is I gonna be crowning people in that day, and we want to be right there along with them. And we want to be right there in that line, waiting for our crown to be on our head. All praise to the Most High. I'm gonna read the classic Revelation 2:9. I know thy works, and tribulation, and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So the Most High, he knows our poverty. He knows our works, our tribulation. He knows what we're going through. And even though we're poor, we're at the bottom of the barrel, we working minimum wage, or, just even if you got a decent job and you just have a million bills, so it don't feel like you do. And, the Most High sees all of that. He sees all of it. He never forsakes the righteous, as we know. We just got to keep enduring, because he knows our poverty. He knows how low we are in society. He knows that we be struggling. He knows it's hard out here. He knows this, but we are rich in the spirit. We're rich in the spirit. And if we don't have nothing carnally, that should be even more ammo to get ourselves right spiritually, so we can be spiritually rich, because that's what's important. Because this body, this captivity, all this is going to hell. All of it. It's going for naught. This place is going to be burnt up. This flesh, we can't take this carnal flesh. You can't take that to the kingdom. So we got to realize that, hey, in this times of lowness, in this time of because just making sure that we're spiritually rich and doing everything we can to, stay uplifted in the spirit, and not let these carnal things, get us down and out, and get us just overtaken with emotions, and, caught up with the affairs of this life, because this is very temporary. We see all hell breaking loose, in Israel, with the Palestinians and Hamas and all this other stuff going on. We gotta realize that, hey, we can't get caught up in the illusion that this is forever, because it's not forever. And I'm gonna get first, not first, but 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 5, and I'm gonna go all the way to 8. And beside this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge, and to knowledge temperance, and to temperance patience, and to patience godliness, and to godliness brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness charity. For if these things be in you and abound, they make you that ye shall neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So this precept goes exactly with 2 Corinthians chapter 8. in verse 7. They go exactly together. It's going back to it. It reads, therefore, as ye abound in everything, in faith, in utterance, in knowledge, and in all diligence, and in your love to us, see that ye abound in this grace also. So we got to give diligence to knowledge, giving diligence to being temperate, controlling our emotions, giving diligence to add to our faith, when we're going through things, be diligent in meditating on how the Most High has gotten us out of some previous situations, and giving diligence to being patient, waiting on the Lord. And, of course, brotherly kindness. Brotherly kindness is very, very important. Giving diligence to godliness, keeping these commandments, and giving diligence to charity. Always trying to be charitable. Always trying to help our people, because that's what ministering is all about. That's what it's all about. Call Yahweh Shai, and they make us fruitful. And we're known by our fruits. We know that. So let me get 1 Peter 2 and 22. Actually, let me get that real quick. All right. Book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 16. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. So we don't want to be bringing forth evil fruit. We want to bring up good fruit. Good fruit is being charitable, being, loving our brothers and sisters, looking out for them when we can, when we're able to, when the Most High gives our hand to. Slacky. And then I'm going to get this last precept, and I'm going to close out. And it's 1 Peter chapter 2, starting at verse 22. I'm going to start at 21. For even hereunto were ye called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps, who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth, who, when he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judgeth righteously, which is the Most High. Got to commit ourselves to the Most High. And when we're being reviled, when we're put through and, beat down and in a low estate, hey, we can't do no sin. We can't be having guile in our mouth. We can't be cursing the Most High in our thoughts or in our actions, saying, forget these commandments. We can't do that. And then verse 24 reads, who his own self bare our sins in his own body on the tree, that we, being dead to sin, should live unto righteousness, by whose stripes ye are healed. For ye were as sheep going astray, but are now returned unto the shepherd and bishop of your souls. So all praises to the Most High God. Call Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai for that sacrifice, for Yahweh Shai being that perfect sacrifice, who did no sin, who is the perfect example, and who we should be striving to be like. And all praise to the Most High for, this being brought out to me, and Lord willing, that it touches y'all and edifies y'all as it did to me again. And Lord willing, y'all have a beautiful week through the Spirit, and a sharp Feast of Tabernacles to those observing. And if you already observed it, Lord willing, it was beautiful. Girl, excuse the baby. But shalom, shalom, sisters. Call y'all Vashem, y'all Shai Brakatham.